Hello, this is Swanö from Edge of Sanity, and today we're going to talk about the last song. And I know that some of you might think this, that, oh, the last song, he knew all the time that it would be the last song he ever recorded with Edge of Sanity when he wrote it, but it's actually not true. It was the last song on the album, and I had great hopes for Edge of Sanity at the time when I wrote the song. But, ironically, it became the last song that I ever had on a, what you could call, official, proper Edge of Sanity album with more than one member on it. We all know that the Crimson 2 thing, but that's another video. And the last song is a track that I wrote on a piano at home, and then my good friend Anders Moreby, that I had Ghost together with, he was also in Unicorn. He was studying classical guitars in Örebro, where I lived at the time. And we were kind of reconnecting a little bit, and I asked him if there was any way that I could come up to Musikhögskolan, where he was studying, because they had access to all the rooms. And there was this, I wanted to record it at the big grand piano that they had, because we had done some Unicorn demos with me showing up with just a portable recorder, putting a few microphones up, and it sounded glorious with this real Yamaha grand piano. But unfortunately, the room was busy, or you couldn't record there for some reason. So we found a smaller room with a Yamaha upright piano, which also was pretty cool and gives a bit of a more of an intimate vibe than maybe a big grand piano would do. And I just brought my portable recording machine that I also did the vocals on in Pälby while the other guys were recording in the studio. I was sweating it out in the recording room or in the sleeping room or whatever, wherever I could find a place to record my vocals. Anyway, so I brought this Roland VS880 and we recorded the piano. And Anders then recorded cello on it, really cool, haunting cello playing. And then I did, of course, the vocals at some other point. Not sure if I even did it when we recorded the album. Might have done it before. And then, when we were packing up the stuff, we heard the distant sound of a whole lot of practicing going on with strange horn instruments like, I don't know, a tuba and a trumpet or a bassoon or whatever, but far, far, far away, echoing through the chamber. So I was like, silence, let's record this. And I put the microphones as close to this sound that I would come and recorded it. And that is at the very end of the record, at the very end of the song. And I had honestly forgotten all about it. So when I was working on the remastering of the Infernal album, which sadly have no master tapes, so it could not be remixed, which it could have needed it, but remaster is better than nothing, right? So I've totally forgotten about it. I said, what's this weird sound at the end? You know, who is playing trombone here in my house? But I realized it was actually coming from the recording. And it was super. And of course, last song is divided in two. So after you have this nice kind of ballady vibe with this very sad lyrics that I wrote myself, the only lyrics I wrote on the album, a bit inspired by a track written by Kerry Livgren from Kansas, where he sang about when you have kind of lost the ability to write. And I felt that at the time. Just staring at the blank page was not really a happy time for me, but I managed to scribble something down about the feeling I was having when I wrote it, and it kind of worked out. And I wanted to do a kind of My Bloody Valentine meets slow dive meets black metal ending to it, with lots of EBow guitars, and I used then the tremolo on the BC Rich guitar that I had recently acquired from 59 Times the Pain singer and guitarist Magnus Lahnhed. And I was just holding the tremolo arm while picking, like Kevin Shields from My Bloody Valentine, giving it this kind of seasick, something is wrong with the tape recorder kind of vibe. And it's a bit messy. I was hoping it would not be so necro sounding, but I think at the remastering it cleared it up a little bit, and it's a little bit easier on the ear. Especially during this mega mangling part. I think really the first half of it is one of my favorite moments on any Edge of Sanity record, because it's so brutally honest. And let's face it, honesty is not really something you come across so much in death metal lyricism, or death metal, I don't know, on an album that would be marketed as death metal because it had growls on it. Yeah, and there's of course some of the songs have more of a death metal vibe to it. For example, Forever Together Forever, where the lyrics was written by Mikael Åkerfeldt, by the way, from Opeth. I remember him, he sent a fax to the studio, and I felt, whoa, this is a very futuristic way of sending stuff. And then of course we have Losing Myself, where Jonas Renkse wrote the lyrics. And 1536, my friend Anders Jakobsson from Necrony and Nasum and Skrammel and Orcus and Masticate and Route 9 wrote the lyrics for that one. And I am eternally grateful that you helped me out with my lyrical drought, you guys. That's super nice of you.